Guys, today what I have learned about is about investment from a very good book. It's called A Big Mistake. So I have written a story on this, which I would like to read it for you. In the heart of a bustling city where skyscrapers hissed at the sky and streets thrummed with the pulse of relentless ambition, lived a young man named Alex. Alex was an ambitious stockbroker who worked in one of the most prominent financial firms in the city. His days were filled with the clang of opening bells and the hum of trading floors, a world where fortunes could be made or lost in the blink of an eye. Alex had always been enamored with the stock market. From a young age, he had followed the stories of Wall Street titans, their triumphs and their falls, and with avid interest. To him, the market was a grand chessboard where each move held the promise of victory or defeat. His goal was to become one of those legends, to carve his name into the annals of financial history. One brisk autumn morning, Alex found himself standing in front of his firm's towering glass facade. Brimming with excitement, he had just developed a new trading strategy that he believed would yield significant profits. His inspiration came from analyzing historical patterns and trends, something he had spent countless hours perfecting. Confident in his research, he was ready to take his first big leap. Inside the office, Alex settled into his desk and began executing his strategy. At first, everything went according to plan. His initial trades were successful, and the profit started roll in. Colleagues took notice, some congratulated him, while others eyed him with envy. Alex's confidence soared, and he felt invincible. However, the market is an unpredictable beast, one that doesn't always adhere to historical patterns or trends. One day, without warning, Alex's strategy began to falter. The stock he had heavily invested in took a sudden downturn. At first, he brushed it off as a minor setback, convinced that his research would prevail. But as days turned into weeks, the losses began to mount. Alex found himself in a predicament. His pride and ego prevented him from admitting he might be wrong. Instead of cutting his losses, he doubled down, pouring more money into his failing trades, convinced that the market would turn in his favor. He ignored the advice of seasoned colleagues who cautioned him to diversify and hedge his bets. Alex was certain that his strategy was flawless. As the losses grew, so did Alex's anxiety. He started losing sleep, spending nights poring over charts and data, searching for a glimmer of hope. The pressure took a toll on him, both mentally and physically. His relationships with friends and family began to suffer as, as his single minded focus on the market consumed his life. One evening, Alex's mentor, an older and wiser broker named Sam, invited him for a drink after work. Sam had been in the industry for decades and had seen his fair share of market booms and busts. Over a glass of whiskey, Sam shared his own stories of failure and success, emphasizing that every great trader had, at some point, made significant mistakes. The key, he said, was to learn from them and adapt. Alex, Sam said, placing a reassuring hand on his shoulder. The market is a humbling force. It doesn't matter how much you know or how confident you are. There will always be times when you are wrong. The most important thing is to recognize your mistakes and adjust your course before it's too late. Sam's word struck a chord with Alex. He realized that his stubbornness and refusal to accept defeat were leading him down a dangerous path. The next day, Alex made the difficult decision to cut his losses and exit his failing positions. It was a painful move, but it marked the beginning of his transformation. Determined to learn from his mistakes, Alex spent the next few months reflecting on his experience. He sought out advice from other successful traders and read extensively about the history of the market. One particular story stood out to him, a cautionary tale of a famous investor who had lost everything by refusing to adapt his strategy in the face of changing market conditions. Inspired by these lessons, Alex began to develop a new approach to trading. He focused on diversification, risk management, and maintaining a flexible mindset. Instead of relying solely on historical patterns, he started to pay more attention to market sentiment and macroeconomic factors. He also made it a point to regularly review and adjust his strategies, learning to accept that no plan was foolproof. Gradually, Alex's fortune began to improve. His new approach yielded steady gains, and he regained the respect of his colleagues. More importantly, he found a renewed sense of balance in his life. He made time for his friends and family, understanding that success was not only measured by financial gains but also by personal fulfillment and well being. Years passed, and Alex's name became well known in the financial world. Not a reckless gambler, but as a wise and disciplined trader. He often shared his story with newcomers to the industry, emphasizing the importance of humility, adaptability, and learning from one's mistake. One day, as Alex stood in front of a group of eager young traders, he reflected on his journey. He realized that his greatest mistake had been his unwillingness to admit he was wrong. It was a hard lesson, but one that had ultimately shaped him into the person he was. He knew that the market would always present new challenges, but with each one came an opportunity to learn and grow. In the end, the Alexis story became a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the power of learning from one's mistakes. It served as a reminder that failure is not the end, but rather a stepping stone on the path to success. As he looked into the hopeful eyes of the young traders before him, Alex felt a deep sense of fulfillment, knowing that his journey had come full circle. Thank you, guys.